What's going on, people? What we got here is 2003 Peterbilt. Actually got in an accident. I'm fixing the whole front end on it. It's quite of a project. Anyways, the video regarding today, how important to wash your truck, not just on outside, actually get inside a frame rail and washing underneath a cab and inside of a frame rail underneath the cab behind. So right here, let me drop my flashlight. Right in this area, behind all these lines, there's a motor mount supposed to be sitting, which I took it off, and I will show you guys why. Let's go on the passenger side and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there's a bracket like this, and there's motor mount 1 and the motor mount 2, and then you have a set in the front. The reason it's so important, the passenger side and the driver's side. The passenger side, you can get in there with the blue wrench, which I mean by torch. The driver's side, you cannot. And this one's for being an extended hood. It's actually, believe it or not, fairly easy to get in there. If it would have been short hood like I had it, the engine actually slid underneath the cab, and it's a pain in the ass to actually get to those bolts. So I took the whole entire bracket off because I've been pounding it on this guy for quite a while. You can tell I just burned it off. What happened is, there's a metal bushing inside here. I will show you the new one, and this bolt got seized up. Usually, quite often, you can, where this thing sits like that, and you got a head bolt right there, you can actually pound it, which I already melted head. You can pound it, and the rust will come out of this end, and the bolt will get loose. Not this time around. And my theory why this happened quite often, it's like a washing the engine, and it gets rusted in. I mean, it will probably either way, but not as bad. At least you can hit it with a hammer and get unstuck, but this is just craziness. This is first time in my lifetime I actually took the whole entire bracket off just to take the motor mount out. Been probably working on it for, I would say, 2.5 hours. And then I says, you know what, why just don't take the mount off? So right here is the new motor mounts, polyurethane. They're fairly soft. And then right here is the bolt. See how rusty it gets? Obviously I'm gonna find that new bolt, but bolt goes through here. What I do usually when I replace them, kind of go underneath like that. There's a washer. I will anti-seize this part, but not the tread. The tread I usually use red Loctite. And then you don't have a problem if you do have to replace them eventually. It should just slide off. And looks like the motor mounts, I took it off, somebody already replaced them, but didn't do well enough job, or he wasn't thinking about the next person working on this truck, and that's where we run into the problem. So the point is, if you do go to the shop and you have to replace this, guys, and you've been slacking off on washing the truck, it can take a long time to get them out. I mean, you can well be on going in 8 hours to do such job, and this is the only one side. I usually what I do, I start from a harder end. So like though the driver's side on the Peterbilts on 379, 378s, I don't know how the 389s work, but this is, the driver's side is the hardest part to replace. And that's what I usually start. That way I work myself from the hardest to the easiest thing. But that's all what I got. Stay on top of your washes. Not just on the outside, it needs to be washed inside the frame rails so you don't run into this problem. And maybe once in a while to even spray WD-40 on them to keep the moisture out of there. But have a blessed one.